I turn my heart to the only refuge and protection, the holy
Hello
dark.
there. As a grandmother, as a student of esoteric psychology, which means to study humanity's evolution, to really look at that both in terms of individuals and us collectively as a race, of what is it going to take for humanity to come to their natural state, which is to become an enlightened society. We've had golden ages before, and we're all in preparation for one. And all of the teachers that walk the path of Dharma, including the Christ, have pointed us to the direction of coming into right relationship with ourselves in order to be in right relationship with another. So today I want to explore something that is super vulnerable for most people in a relationship to really look at or to own. And I'm going to look at it in two ways, as just to inspire you, really, to inspire you, because you could be using your relationship as a spiritual tool set. You could be using your relationship as a spiritual practice to deepen in the meeting of you, or you could be doing the exact opposite. And a lot of people use relationship as their excuse to not be at one with the one, to distract ourselves. We've all been there. It's, we're not taught any of what I'm going to be sharing as an inspiration. And the reason that I'm sharing this is because I really want to unravel some of the damage that I have done in my unconsciousness, that we've all inherited in our not being in union with the one and not being in union with ourselves. So my path, my practice, which isn't specific to a religion or under some kind of cult, it's not adhering to one path. It's a pathless path that is the path of the heart, that reveals wisdom and truth in each moment. Because in reality, all wisdom, all light, and all love comes from the source of creation, which we could look at as being the central spiritual sun, and that's the sun behind the physical sun. So let's look at this when it comes to this vulnerable topic of relationship. Because I want to ask you this question. I would love you to look within. When it comes to being in a relationship, do you use this to distract yourself, or do you lose yourself? Do you find yourself distracted? And do you avoid yourself? Because it's not easy to hold center when you are with somebody else, especially if you are wired with different levels of trauma and that deep need to feel seen and loved and approved of, to be this good girl or this good boy that's getting ticks from the person you're in the relationship with. Now, please don't get me wrong. I am not here to say, please don't be in a relationship on any level. In fact, I'm the exact opposite of that. I feel that if you are going to be in a relationship, you could be using this as a profound spiritual practice. And it's not easy to do that. But it's important that you do, actually, because we're all being called, every single one of us is being called right now to deepen our sense of purpose and our wake up and our reason for being here, which is, in reality, to transmute the bloodlines that we've come through, and to radiate the light of peace, to become an empty vessel, to be guided into the divine plan. So, what is triggering discomfort in your relationship? Or do you get this feeling that the tension in relating takes you into a place where you don't feel you're in your absolute authenticity, or you have to fight for your authenticity to be expressed? And I have to even pose the question, are you fighting to push something away, and that you can't even understand this push-pull energy that keeps being re-manifested in your relationship, the part of you that so deeply wants connection and depth and intimacy and that feeling of union, and then the other part of you that wants space so you can feel yourself, and then pushes away your beloved, your lover. So I'm saying this because there are ways through this. And it's all about how you look at your beloved, this person that you're with. Because an aspect of you will resent them, even hate them, and feel that they're an interruption to your true longing for freedom and union. And another part of you doesn't want to let them go because it's really scary to be feeling this sense of more lost, and you'd rather feel what's the word I'm looking for? Valued or needed. There's an aspect of measuring yourself by the fact that somebody loves, needs, and wants you. And then the deeper that we dig ourselves into a hole, the more out of alignment we can become and unbalanced. And then we can go to that place that you know so well because you've been in it lifetime upon lifetime, which is to be stuck on the emotional treadmill in the ups and the downs and all the control drama of playing aloofness, pushing away, don't touch, don't come near me, I will bite your head off. And that you become this difficult situation to be around. Yeah, there's all sorts of control traumas that the wounded aspects of us play out, from aloofness, from self-pity, from becoming the intimidator, or the one always needing to know and asking loads of questions. You would have probably read that, if you're my age, you'd have read it in the Celestine Prophecy many years ago. The thing is, we magnetically attract towards us very often exactly the aspect we need to work on within ourselves. And then we can't stand it. Often, not always, but a lot of people, they can't even understand what's being mirrored back to them in a relationship. So the way I look at it from the ageless wisdom, from esoteric psychology, is that everything can be your spiritual practice. And if you're in a relationship, then you're very blessed to be working with the reflection that can mirror to you intimacy. Into me I see, which is so often why people want to run away, because they see the part where they're not perfect and they don't want to present themselves as imperfect. You know, some of you have that, not all. Some of you don't even care about that part. But either way, you are in a situation that could be transformed into incredible auspiciousness. And many of you ask me the question, how do you know whether to stay in the relationship or not stay in the relationship? So these are just some of the things that I want to open the door into a conversation of. I am actually doing a very profound 6-month couples training or a course. It's not couples training on how to be a couple, because I'm not here to tell you what to do, but it is a container for you to explore what would sacred sexuality look like, what would very profound level of intimacy be, and how to open yourself on a tantric level with awareness of the subtle realms and energy, because everybody ultimately wants purity in their relating and wants to touch the sacredness, because you are that. You know, you are stainless purity. Your eternal self that was never born, never died, is stainless purity. And your longing is how to connect into that place that feels so exact, so like the right key in the right keyhole energy. And that is available to you. The big thing here is it's not that your lover should be or could be expected to give you that or be that for you. It's all about you coming home to you and having the courage to meet at that place. So I've worked with hundreds of couples over the years, and I'm always absolutely humbled of how in each moment the inspiration that is poured forth when we are working in union with the one, how and to come home to the heart, how it unlocks and unravels from the drama in the story. It really just does. And so, yeah, I'm not here being that bossy old grandmother telling you what to do. I can hold a container for you to feel safe to explore the sacredness of you with your partner if you're in a committed relationship. And it's an offering, it's something that with all my heart I would love to do, because it brings so much peace. And peace is needed on this earth, and for the sake of the children to feel their parents' hearts harmonized, or for young people that haven't had children yet to feel the inspiration to go into conscious conception. That's a step forward in terms of our evolution. That's so precious and is very rare, but the veil has been lifted for this to be possible now, to even be having this conversation. Even the fact that you're watching this and maybe want to sit here and watch this with your partner, to go to a new level of exploring. But what I can say today is that your relationship is precious, and whatever baggage that you've carried into it, please rest assured that's normal, because the very fact that you have a body and consciousness in form means that you've inherited DNA that is not made of love and awareness, and it has carried the suffering of your forefathers and the mother's line, for sure. So much suppression, so much woundedness, and that sits in your subconscious. So to be able to clear this and actually use your relationship to bring healing to all of this without it needing to be filled with shame and fear or not being enough and unworthy and inadequate and all those places that people go and then project that onto somebody else through patterns of superiority. There's so many different ways that we will do everything to not look. So I guess what I would like to offer, what I feel my strength is to hold the container that you can meet you, to meet and invoke the light of your own spirit. So you're not following anything outside of you. You're just having a container held to come down and in, and to know that it's safe to really become aware of the magnificence of your own body. This body that is connected to your meridian system and your minor chakras, your major chakras, and your etheric field that has so much capacity for bliss. So that constant, desperate looking for some big orgasm that's so momentary and never really going to bring divine satisfaction, that leads to boredom or sadly debauchery and whole misuse of sexual energy. Imagine if it was going the opposite spiral. Imagine if you cultivate your sexual energy and really get to experience the sacred elixirs within you, and that your lovemaking becomes like the most profound levels of sharing with generosity, but it also becomes your meditation, your prayer, and your offering. That's what I'm really interested in inspiring for you. So if you're interested to study with me, do have a look at my website. Please share this, please like this. I am really only new to doing this on YouTube, and I am learning about algorithms, and it would be really helpful to share, like, and comment. And I hope I get to work with you. Ahoma Takwiasin for all our relations. So many blessings.
Protection, the holy Dharma.